Welcome everyone to Deep Target's Customer Success webinar today, July 18th. I'm David Kingsbury. I'm head of our customer success and many of our programs. And I have with me Helen Triplett. Helen, how are you?
I'm doing well today. Glad everybody's
Right.
here.
Great. I'm glad to. As you know, Helen runs all of our implementation, training, and support, which is key to everything that we do here at Deep Target. So thank you guys for joining today. Our topic is very, very timely. It's how do I follow up on my engagement? So uh, we're, we know we spend an awful lot of time engaging our account holders within our organizations, but there's so much noise, there's so much uh, things that cause them to get distracted. It's important to follow up. Otherwise, they may move away from you, honestly. So there's really two parts to engagement. First is setting up for engagement, which is uh, creating your campaigns, planning your promotions, creating ad content, targeting your account holders with lists and rules and so forth. And then the second half, which is really, really important, is the follow-up. And so this may not be directly associated with your responsibilities as marketing professionals. However, anything you can do to help with the tools like DeepTarget, you should engage with to help your team do follow-up, because follow-up determines ultimate success of what you're trying to do. If you're trying to support all of your customers and members, it's vitally important that you do follow up just to make sure that you are supporting them. And the reason I mention that is most people today in the industry think that one-time follow-up is enough, and it's really not. The industry has actually shown that it takes an average of 5 types of follow-ups to turn that interest into a closed sale, or uh, you know that the interest is really not there, but it can take quite a bit of time to get engaged with the individuals that have shown interest. So engagement really begins with an impression, but even more specifically, a click. We do know impressions drive a lot of interest and generate interest. And there's a timing, in fact, when people, let's say, start looking for a car, they don't start necessarily looking in this week or uh, within just a few days. They'll tend to look for a car over time, or uh, especially a mortgage or a new house. They'll spend quite a few months looking for that. So there is a level of urgency, some further out than others. And so it's very important that you show the ad to those that would be interested, and then follow up with those that have clicked on the ad. And then what do you do if you don't receive a click? Are you properly engaging, or are you wasting your account holders' time? So all that's very important. So in Deep Target, there's several ways to actually measure your engagement. So you should know about our KPI called KEI, Key Engagement Indicator. We also have one called KMI, which is Key Impression Indicator. And we have an Influence Sales Report, certainly. The Key Engagement Indicator, which is on your dashboard, tells you how many users it took you on average to receive one click last month. And then your Key Impression Indicator tells you how many users it took you that had unique users that had an impression that then opened a new account, which is really powerful. And then we have influenced sales and conversions. So these are the ones that actually opened accounts with you. So, and I don't even show, we're going to show it in a minute, the campaign category report, which shows you clicks per category and even per campaign, which is really, really powerful. So we've got a lot of tools that show you engagement and the results of the engagement, but we also have tools for follow-up. And so that's what this presentation is all about. What does Deep Target have for follow-up? So once you receive a click, you've confirmed that there is interest. And then there is some level of urgency, like we just spoke about. So once again, most sales experts say that when you get a click, you need to follow up within 24 hours. And I know sometimes we're hesitant to do that. Um, and we're hesitant to follow up multiple times, honestly. But the best sales approach, for those of you guys that also do some follow-up or follow-up emails, is to be polite, but yet persistent and yet ask for forgiveness. Because it's not like it used to be where it was the sellers that were in a powerful position. It's actually the buyers are in control today. And so you want to be super polite with them. And here's an example of what many salespeople are instructed to say. Hey, hello, I'm sorry to bother you. I just wanted to help you find what you were looking for. And if I can help you do that, then please let me know. And so that's a posturing of salespeople now today, when many are not even called salespeople, they're actually called consultants and advisors to try to help you find what you're looking for. Okay, so how can Deep Target further help me in that respect? So we have multiple ways, and we outlined 6 of them here, and these are ones that will show you, like the campaign category report and our click-through rate reports, that can show you who's clicked and what is the success of that campaign. We have manual click exports we're going to look at that can show you who's clicked as well, specifically. We have an automated click report, which shows you who's clicked, but we can sit in a list off to individuals in your FI to help them do follow-up. We have an analytics API, which will allow the pull of clicks into your CRM. We have a notification email of anyone that clicks. Your team can be notified via email of a click. And then finally, a click to email, a return email back to an individual clicking, making sure that they know that you're following up with them as well, okay? So lots of capability here. So let's start with the first one, campaign category report and click-through reports. As you guys know, you can see at a category level all the unique impressions that have occurred and all the unique clicks. And then there's a big export button over here. It's not that big, but where you can pull that data directly out into a file. We're going to take a peek at that in a second. And this individual customer of ours in the last month had this many, well over, upwards of 150 clicks in the last month. When we look at the actual, we're going to click on this actual click CTR click-through report listing of percentages. It's going to show us per those 3 campaign categories, the number of unique impressions and the clicks, and I shortened it to just the last week. And so here's the number of clicks that should be followed up with to make sure that you're providing a great service to your account holders. Okay.
And one thing David's not showing on this particular one, this is at the campaign category level. If
Right.
you can expand that chart to show by campaign, so you
That's
can
right.
drill down to the detail on those campaigns. And you can also look at the campaign performance for each campaign as well. That's another way you
That's
can
right.
take a look at it.
Well, and honestly, when you click this button, it will show all of these categories with expanded out into their campaigns. I actually just shortened it so you could see this abbreviated view. But yeah, Helen is exactly right. So you can see it by campaign, and you can do it within the campaign itself as well. So we have multiple ways to look at this information. But I want to remind you that export button will pull out any time frame that you have. This is actually exporting the table, not the data itself. But when you do want to export the data, you can actually make sure you have the fields that you want to use. And this is an example of one of our customers who has in their data branch, cell phone, email address, first name, home phone, last name, and actually additional fields all set to download when they do any of the export data clicks on their screens. So be aware of that, really powerful capability. And then you can provide those reports to other individuals in your organization for follow-up, okay? Here's an example of an export report. So we've anonymized it so you can't see any real deep data other than the fact that look how many clicks. This is in a 1-month period, in fact, from November 8th to November 18th is this example. And over this 10-day period, this particular account holder clicked 5 times, and another one 5 times, and another one 4 times. So they were very interested in the mortgage offering And this is a perfect set. You may have some kind of metric in your follow-up group, your call center, that says, you know, we don't do direct follow-ups immediately unless they've clicked multiple times, 2, 3, 4, or 5 times. So that's some frequency that Deep Target will tell you during the time period that you want to reach into the system, do an export. Okay, awesome. So another thing that you can do is actually create a retargeting campaign. And a possibility there would be over a period of month, here's all of my, this is at a campaign particular level. Here are all my clicks. I can export that. And so now I have my list of clicks. Now I want to go, just to be sure, I'm going to go to my influence conversions, and I'm going to pull out everybody that then did also open an account based on that. Let's say this is a consumer loan, and the account holders that opened a consumer loan in this same time period, we don't want to pursue them because they've already opened a consumer loan. We're going to compare that click list to an open account list, and then we've got a new list that we can target with a new campaign. And that new campaign could be not only within Deep Target, but you could use that for email, direct mail, and so forth. So that's another way that you can do follow-up. Okay. Also, as Helen mentioned a minute ago, we have this automated daily, weekly click report. So I was going to let Helen speak to that.
Sure. Within the Deep Target app, I think most of you probably know that there's a scheduled report section there. So you can, instead of manually exporting the clicks, you can set this up to go to you daily or weekly, whatever works best for your organization. And you can have it go to multiple people, and you can set the frequency that you'd like that report to go to. One thing we always want to make sure that you do on your click reports, you really need to make sure you encrypt with a password, because that is sent via email and it needs to be encrypted. So that's just one thing I wanted to mention on this slide today.
Important. So it encrypts the data in the email, and then when they open it with the password, it will decrypt it. Yeah, absolute. Security is just getting crazy today, for sure. Okay, so that's another great thing. And Helen, how many of our customers today are utilizing this? Do you know?
You know what? I don't know, but I would say the majority of people are using our schedule reports and in this way, and that's the way they're getting their click reports. A lot of people do it on a weekly basis, but we do have customers who do a daily click report that goes every morning at 8 o'clock. So,
right, very good, awesome. Okay, so the other 3 areas that I wanted to talk about were our Analytics API, notification email, and our clicked email. So the Analytics API, just don't forget about this capability. So this is a really cool capability. I was on the phone last week with one of our customers, and they were talking about getting leads over to their CRM, and they didn't realize that we had an Analytics API, which means that particular customer was running Salesforce for their CRM, and it can directly connect through our Analytics API into the Deep Target data and pull out all of those clicks on whatever frequency, similar to the click report, but on a daily basis, Salesforce can pull out any of the clicks and then put them into Salesforce as leads. So very powerful. You can also pull it into utilizing other tools like Power BI. These are your business analytics tools. We have several customers creating a dashboard across their system. So that's also available, and other tools as well. So don't forget about that. One of the secrets of Deep Target. Also, notification email. So this is super powerful. Once again, you want to think about, and we would want to advise you on how to handle this. But for our smaller FIs, this makes total sense. Anytime a click comes through, a notification email shoots off to an individual in the organization that says, hey, you know, we just got to click on mortgages. Maybe your head of mortgage lending wants to see that, so they can follow up directly with a nice quick phone call. Very powerful capability.
And
So,
I do want to mention something about this one. We have had customers who have used this. This sends an automatic email as soon as somebody clicks. So unless you have somebody that can handle those clicks as they come into their email, it's probably better to use the scheduled reports to get those clicks to it from the next morning. Because unless you have somebody monitoring this all the time, that's probably not the way you want to go. But this is available to use for those particular campaigns that you really want to get somebody to. Like David mentioned, mortgages might be a good.
That's right. That's right. So, coming into Christmas time, you probably don't want to do a consumer loan. One, because then you get 100 emails a day, just different individuals clicking. So,
and this is set up per campaign too. So you don't have to do it all
exactly.
campaigns. You can do specific campaigns that you
That's
want
right.
to.
That's right. Great point. Thank you, Helen. Good stuff. Okay. And then the other one, which is really powerful, is click to email. So this is when an individual clicks, you have this all pre-set up that will send an email with a subject line, the email sender's name. So let's say it's Betty, Betty Lender, who's in your lending department, with Betty's email address, and her email is what would be replied to, and it'll have content related to it, simply saying something like, "Hi, this is Betty in Lending. Saw that you clicked recently on a mortgage. If you're interested, the same pros I had a minute ago. I don't want to bother you. We just want to make sure that we're here to help you. If you're interested in the mortgage, please call me directly. I'm head of mortgage lending," that kind of thing. So people really appreciate that. And if you personalize it, then it makes it really special. Okay. So great capabilities. We have a bunch of our customers using this capability as well. And I'm just going to throw in one other thing. Later this year, we have in our plans to release a new email capability so that when you create a campaign in Deep Target, it will also allow you to create an email campaign. So we are going to put inside of Deep Target an email engine. I'm not going to say to the degree of Constant Contact or some of the others, but one that will allow a direct email based on that promotional campaign to go out to all of your account holders that are targeted in the list that you have related to that campaign. Okay. So if you like more information about that, let me know. We're talking to several customers about that and with interest in it. And I'll just add, it's going to be a service. We're going to run that system for you. I don't know if you guys have somebody focused on email right now in your organization, but email can become very complicated. And so we've decided to release it as a service sponsored capability where we run it for you, much like our own service, managed services to run Deep Target. So anyway, so be aware, reach out to me if you'd like to hear more information on that. Okay. Okay. So finally, what happens if nobody clicks? So we have a capability that is pretty impressive inside of Deep Target that will automatically detarget account holders that do not show an interest. And I'll show you how that works in a second. The others things are, if you're not getting clicks or you're not getting a click-through rate that you had hoped, maybe it's time to update your ad content. And maybe it's even time to split your campaign, the promotion, into multiple campaigns, targeting different individuals with a content that's more specific to, I'll say, a demographic, and with an image. I like most everybody likes to see people they think they look like smiling using a product they're looking for. So be aware of that. And messages can be different. We all know different messaging resonates for different age groups. And the call to action also can be changing. In fact, we did a funny call to action review last month in our webinar with all these different, instead of learn more or click here, there were some really fun ones. They were summer related, summer fun related. Okay, and then finally, look into prioritization. Are you getting enough views on that campaign or not? Or are other campaigns taking the lion's share of the impressions? And therefore yeah, right?
David, I'll interrupt here. On
Yeah.
this is an important one to look at, actually. If you have too many campaigns prioritized, that means those are the ones that are going to show to your account holders every single time first. And so maybe those others aren't getting enough views. Well, that's why that says enough views. So you'll have to take a look at your prioritization. You can also look at your rotation duration for your ads. So, you know, there's some settings, things that you can kind of tweak a little bit that can influence the clicks too.
Exactly. Yeah, we're going to take a peek of those as well here real quick. Okay, finally, so under your campaign settings, for every campaign, there's a section here called detargeting. And what that means when you click that, what you're telling the system is, I want this, and this is on a per account holder basis. So it's really, really cool. So if Bob sees this campaign, and I'll flip into this. So if Bob sees this campaign for 30 days, and he has a minimum number of impressions of 25, and he has not clicked, then I'm going to turn that campaign off for Bob for 30 days. So super powerful capability. Notice you want it to be a promotion that you're running over, I'll say 2 to 3 months, or you're going to shorten this time periods, or you can modify the impression numbers and that kind of thing. But what that does is you're making an assumption that Bob is not interested in this consumer loan, credit card, whatnot, because he has not clicked. So let's turn it off and we'll start it again later on. And we're going to, if you will, test the waters. It's almost like when you go fishing, we're going to fish over here for a little while. I didn't get any nibbles. I'm going to go to another area. Very similar concept, but let the system do that automatically for you on an account holder basis. Super powerful capability. So don't forget about this one. And then I'm going to throw in, since this is always so important, 75% of banking consumers value personalized experiences, meaning they want to see a personalized promotion. So as you guys know, in Deep Target, you can put the first name into the ad. If you do, it can make the ad come to life a lot more by, hi, you know, here, Anna. You can tell Anna specific data inside of the system. Or you can turn a generic ad on getting a home equity loan for a kitchen. You can add it more fun, make it more fun with actually calling out the account holder's name and the amount of equity that they may have available in their mortgage that they could go and open a HELOC with, that sort of thing. And certainly, I hope all of you guys are running a happy birthday campaign, because with Deep Target, we can do that really well. On their birthday or their birthday week, their birthday month, that kind of thing. Make them feel happy. Sorry to say, my credit union doesn't wish us happy birthday, and that's such a shame. So, and that's really easy to do down here. Prepend that first name into the system, directly into the ad. Super powerful. Don't forget about it. And everybody knows about our Spinfluence. Turn on the rotation on the ads. Anything horizontal like this will rotate, which gives it a really cool, unique experience. And then the prioritization, like Helen just talked about a little while ago, how important that is when you set your priorities. It will dramatically increase your impressions and therefore your engagement and clicks. Okay, great stuff. And then finally, how's it working? Well, check out your growth grid inside of your management report. See all of the new account opens that are happening. Look at your influenced sales report as well. Don't forget about all that. This is really where the power of your engagement results in helping your account holders with new products and services, as well as your credit union. Okay, so there they are, 6 areas that you can utilize at any time. If you need any help, we're happy to do that. If you even need some big help, so I believe we're doing managed services about 30 of our customers today, which is fantastic, and adding more every month because we can run the system really, really well, and that helps you out at a fraction of the cost of certainly adding another individual to your team. All right, so please visit us, our YouTube channel, follow us on LinkedIn. We're putting all sorts of promotions and so forth out there. We're going to be at a bunch of conferences coming up over the remainder of this year as well. So don't be a stranger. And it's Java Joy time. So Helen, if you
Okay,
will.
let's see, you're still on the line. So, all right. Today's winner for Java Joy is Sarah Ramos.
Sarah Ramos, congratulations. So I'll shoot you an email here shortly about a e-gift from Starbucks. We thank you guys for participating today. We hope you learned something, remembered something, and we hope you reach out to us. We hope you're enjoying your summer. We want to thank you guys for attending today. And be sure to join us in August. We'll have a great new webinar to talk about, a new topic. And you guys have a great day and a great summer. And thank you, Helen, for being here, as
Okay.
always. Okay.
Bye. See you
Thanks,
guys in the
everybody.
summer. Bye.
Bye-bye.